Bad news, everyone. The market has gone down 20% in the last year. Am I talking about the housing market? No, I'm talking about the stock market. I'm Matthew Parsons, Knoxville real estate expert, and today I'm with
Lindsey Whitworth with Mortgage Investors Group.
So Lindsey, tell us, what are some of the numbers that we're looking at in the last year when it comes to the stock market and the housing market, because you deal with both.
Right, so stock market, people's portfolios definitely decreasing 20%. That's the kind of the round number people are using. But as far as real estate goes, I think we haven't, especially in this Knoxville area, have not seen a depreciation in your real estate assets.
Not in year over year. And year over year, we've seen actually a 15% increase in prices.
Right.
So
it's a much better investment, isn't
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know what? That's been the traditional case, right? That's been the way that we've seen markets go. Knoxville has always gone up, 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 up. And even in 08 and all that kind of stuff, we saw a small decrease, but it was never something like 20%. I've had a client who's backed out this year because he was retiring and he saw a 20% decrease in his savings, and his life shifted in that moment.
Sure.
His life shifted in that moment. Have you seen that with some of your clients?
I mean, I think, of course, he's relying on those funds, right, as an income source. So I can see how that could shift your perspective. But I do think, as far as, where to put your money, invest in real estate, right? So if you still have the funds, you're still working, or even if you're retired and you need to make those decisions, I have a financial advisor who is a great referral partner for me. Just talked to him this week about a client who she inherited a property, and she's looking to now pay her other siblings, right? She's going to live in the house. She wants to keep it as an investment and live there, but she needs to pay $400,000 to her siblings, right? So the financial advisor recommended, your investments are down 20%. Don't pull the money out of there to pay your siblings. Get a mortgage right now. So even though rates are higher, it's still a good idea for her to get that mortgage. Don't take her money out of the stock market. Keep the mortgage for a few years. Then when the market goes back up, then you might be able to take the money out and pay it off.
Right. And, and what we're talking about here is we're talking about taking advantage of ebbs and flows within everything, right?
Sure.
So the stock market is down. So am I going to want to invest in that at this time? Probably not. Okay. Who knows if we've seen the bottom or not? Obviously, if we are at the bottom, you do want to invest in that circumstance. But right now, really, honestly, the safe bet is still going to be real estate. We're talking about taking some of that money, investing it in real estate. And we're not talking about your primary residence here. We're talking about a secondary home. We're talking about a second property. Your primary residence is not it's not an investment, okay? That is actually a liability. But if you can go out there and you can get that second home, and especially right now, because as rates have increased, the number of buyers has really dropped, and so you have much less competition. And so we're seeing a bit of a stifling of prices. Not necessarily a dip, but we're seeing a stifling of prices right now. And so right now is actually a really good time for you to buy, because you're not going to be going up against people. Not only that, but what are we thinking is going to happen with interest rates? And again, right, you don't have a crystal ball, all right?
Wish I did, but I don't.
But again, regardless, you're going to talk us through really quickly what's the best and worst case scenario here.
Yeah, so November the 2nd is the next Fed meeting where, again, they've been rumored to raise the interest rates yet again. But there's been a lot of pushback in the financial world to, they have another meeting in December. So maybe not to raise the rates in December. And if they don't, we could see some improvement into the new year. So we hope that's the case.
Sure.
And like you said, if there's not much competition right now to buy houses, not, people flooding the market because they're a little bit scared, you may be able to snag something, even if it's at 7%. And then let's talk about it in the new year. We may be able to refinance that loan. So.
Right. Well, and again, when we talk about best case and worst case, best case scenario is you buy it now at the 7%, and then it drops to 5% in January, and you refinance, and all of a sudden, boom, that affordability has gone through the roof. And if you've got it as an investment property, you've rented it out, let's say you're charging $2,000 a month in rent, and your mortgage payment is $1,700 and you're only cash flowing $300, and then all of a sudden the interest rate drops to 5%.
Now your cash
all of a sudden your cash flow is maybe
higher.
Is on probably $500-$600.
Right.
So the reality is that that's a best case scenario. Worst case scenario, rates go up, but guess what? You're locked in. You're locked in at that 7%. And so really honestly, it's not much of a it's not a bad idea right now to be looking and going, hey, I can beat people out It's not the market that it was because there are fewer buyers. And so, hey, I'm going to take advantage and I'm going to get that second property.
And you
or
take
third property, or
advantage
fourth
of
property.
the appreciation that's going to happen in the future months.
Yeah.
If you waited,
right.
You're going to buy higher.
Right. Versus
likely.
the stock market. Hey, guess what? Are we going to see a 20% increase in the next year? Probably not.
Right.
Are we probably going to see a 20% increase in prices in Knoxville? Probably not. Okay. But we are going to, everybody says it, and I agree with them.
But it's not going to go.
It's not going to go down.
Right. Yes.
It's not going to go down. It's probably still going to go up somewhere between, probably, my guess is probably about maybe up to 10%. And so that's again, that appreciation is a good investment. So if you haven't given real estate a consideration before, when it comes to, hey, I'm going to invest in real estate, now is a good time to consider doing that, right?
And I'll help you figure out how to buy it.
There you go. And so if people want to get hold of you, how can they do it, Lindsey?
865-306-3725.
There you go. And I'm going to help you find those homes. I'm Matthew Parsons, Knoxville real estate expert. Number one, be sure to like and subscribe to these videos. And number two, you can reach me at 865-761-9797. Thank you, and God bless.